Using the evidence that is available today, what we can say is that Saraswati, the grandest, the greatest, the grandest river of India, definitely existed as long as or as early as 172,000 years ago. There should be no confusion whatsoever in anybody's mind, assuming you accept science, assuming you accept empirical evidence, and so on. Now, where was that Saraswati flowing? It was flowing somewhere around the Bikaner area. Okay, so of course it was coming from Kurukshetra, and the Yamuna is coming from the left side, you can say, or to the south. Shatudri is coming from the top. Saraswati, many rivers from the Kurukshetra areas are coming together. That was also called Saraswati. And then it was the grand river that was flowing through this area. Now, something happened around 70,000 years ago. And somewhere I will tell you my conjecture, my theory for what might have actually happened. But when it's a conjecture, I'm not saying that that is exactly what happened. Okay, I'll come to that point. But let's go just that something happened around that 70,000 years ago. And some of you can start relating to it, by the way. But the course of River Saraswati shifted in the northwest direction. So it shifted to the north and also somewhat westward direction. Same Saraswati, still the rivers that are feeding the tributaries are the same. Okay, but now instead of flowing near Bikaner, now it started flowing near Kalibanga. Okay, still in Rajasthan. That's the story some 70,000 years ago. Now since 70,000 years ago to almost our times, it is flowing in that same area. But let's look at another time bracket from 70,000 to 50,000 BC. Same river, same tributaries, okay? But it is flowing near Kalibanga, Anupgarh, and that area. Between 50,000 and 40,000, something happened. Something happened to Saraswati. In fact, something happened to one of the tributaries of Saraswati, that is River Yamuna. What are the reasons? We will not go into that right now. But because of a combinations of reasons that we don't clearly understand, but what we do know for sure is that Yamuna separated from Saraswati. It turned south and eastward, okay, and started flowing in a different direction. Eventually, it met Ganga, okay. So Saraswati lost Yamuna. And when did this happen? There is enormous evidence, empirical evidence, going back to last 35, 40 plus years of empirical evidence, right down to our times, coming to 2020. That tells us Yamuna separated from Saraswati sometime between 50,000 BC and 40,000 BC. Let's fast forward. Now we come to 13,000 BCE, which is what? 15,000 years ago. Something interesting happened again. Now, Shatudri or Sutlej, which was coming straight south and was part of River Saraswati, suddenly turned westward. Instead of coming south, it turned westward, and therefore no longer was it feeding its water to Saraswati. This happened 13,000 BCE, plus minus 500 years. Any type of empirical data, you will usually, there are very few exceptions, but you will always get an error band. Now, if you understand this kind of research, that's not a surprise. But if you don't understand it, then you must take it on a Shraddha and not create additional confusion. Oh, how can it be an error and something like this? Read, educate yourself, do abhyas, and get comfortable how this research is done. So 13,000 BC, and now Shatudri is no longer feeding the water to Saraswati. Saraswati is kind of on its own, with, of course, the few rivers from Kurukshetra coming to itself, and Saraswati is still flowing. All right. That's it. Then eventually, of course, what happened is because now Shatudra is not feeding, Yamuna is not feeding. Saraswati went through many ups and downs because of the intensification of monsoon, de-intensification of monsoon, many other geological events, but eventually it dried out. In fact, it started drying out 4500 BCE, and very soon, we don't know exactly when, it completely became dry. Now, through the channel of Saraswati, the water continued to flow, the periodic water, the monsoon water, and stuff like that. Okay, so that even you can find today with the Ghaggar Hakra River, okay, which is kind of flows through the old channel of Saraswati. But as a Saraswati that is known to Rigveda, known to Ramayana, known to Mahabharata, was gone for last 6,000 plus years.